amount of point.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, that is insane. Insane.
I guess that over and under level got tested right here. 5 minute. They really set up for the
We
A.
cover all this shit. Imagine if we cover all this shit.
Crazy. Yeah, that's a beautiful little over and under trade right there. Right back into the box and down it goes.
Yep. I shorted this.
You did? You got
Y-
that?
Yeah, yeah. I shorted like 3 times NQ at the very top of the cash session. Uh,
Oh, you did?
I will show you my entries. Hold on. Hold on. I did some shit as well.
So you've had a pretty stinking good day. You've been on the right side of the market. I've been on the wrong side of the market today.
I got I got stopped few times because I was shorting momentum signals and I got tie stop and got stopped few times, but I caught the most part of it.
Nice. Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, that's a good trade, man. Say
Yeah,
eat tiny little losses, but some really
yeah,
good wins, man.
less than 10 point stop loss every time.
Perfect. That's beautiful. That is beautiful, man. The king has struck again.
I just had to handle the first shot. Will be way much proper.
That's still beautiful work. Beautiful, beautiful work. Six. It's just been all the rotations have been down, minus the 12 o'clock tiny little rotation up.
Oh yes, yesterday was just a scam pump, so big hands could exit the market at the very top, I guess.
Yeah.
And us retailers was like, "Oh, it's going to the moon." No, 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 it's not going to the moon.
Uh, not today, it don't seem for sure. We'll look back on. Let's see. Yeah, everything that I have back here, that would support like maybe a spot for this to bounce has already been retested. So that would have been a level, and it come down and tested it. I just don't really have anything. Even this one got retested by that wick. So you're down here at 14 fives. I don't have anything on an hour chart. See how creative we can get on a 30-minute chart.
BG had given me a bunch of sites.
Whoa.
At that time, it was
Nada.
Dorian was in high school, so it was
That
all
would have been retested already.
sites. And I'm actually looking at my bookmarks right now, and I actually don't see it, so I'm not sure. Probably still have the email that she sent me though. Um,
Yeah, everything is just.
yep.
I mean, it looks like to me like we don't have a floor right here. You know what I mean? Like this, if this thing really breaks down, it's just realistically shouldn't have a floor. You know?
Yeah, we can drop like 100 more points, I
Yeah.
guess.
The only thing
Even a
that I
bit
have,
more.
yeah, the only thing that I have untested is like way down here. You know, like these levels down here. You know, but that's we're talking 13.6, 13.3s. I mean, you're talking significant moves. You know, like really bad stuff. You know, in
So
terms of
you're telling me we are in a bear market?
it would it would be beautiful to catch something going down to this 13.6. Man, that would be beauty.
I can't remember now.
There is
I
a untest level at the COVID bottom.
I can't believe that. Um,
the
okay, well, anyway, I'll move on because I don't want to run out of time here.
hmm,
So for number five,
I couldn't really deem that as one.
I was looking at daily
this is
momentum.
this
That shit looks really
two years
terrible
ago.
for bulls.
What
It's
success
terrible.
looked like. So that would be
Yeah,
the
yeah.
first thing, and then I
You
guess
know, the thing that's kind of got me like a little bit
what
stumped right
success
here
in
is
general.
looking at
What
so
does success look like?
there is a box that should be going like right here on that candle. Um, and you almost got to it, right? You almost got a plus setup there. Um, which you've been rejecting off of it pretty good, but then just right over here is another setup, you know?
Let me interrupt for just a moment here. So let me
And I don't know,
ask
maybe
you
we
a
can.
statement real quick.
I don't know. It just didn't.
Anything you say, everything
I'm
you
wondering
say
if this thing's already playing out. You know, like
is you agree,
realistically.
so it doesn't get
I
taken by
don't.
anyone else.
They front run this level.
That's
That's
fine.
all.
Because when I
Means
look
we
at
are
Kelly,
more bearish like
and I
we
told her
can expect.
it doesn't involve
Yeah.
drama. Um, you know, within the, within the next 2 years, I don't see myself being with Loma for more than 2 years. But um,
Every
talked about maybe
every little pump we have had has been
you
faded.
know when
You
there's an
know,
offer, but someone else is
pretty
going to push me to another job in
pretty
Loma.
hard
Yep.
So that's just
Just
quiet
bearish pullback
confidence.
every
It
time.
doesn't have to
every
involve
time.
Loma. This is just your picture.
No wonder it's a flow-driven
So can we?
market today.
Mm.
Don't go against the flow.
Yep. No, I tried earlier and it did not work, man. It did not work at all. Was not a friend.
Some people try to get the reversal here, but it's not wise.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Never catch the knife.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep. If you were just trying to catch something off here, oh my gosh, you got tore all to pieces. Like it's just you got wrecked every opportunity. Like really
Yep.
the only opportunity to get long was that one that we got long off of this morning that that at least offered you some type of long, but yet, offered you some type of opportunity to put some stops at break even, but
Mm.
everything else
Yeah,
is
it was only the only spot to get long. I mean, the only legit one.
yep, 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 yep. It's so crazy how you can get your head like on the wrong side of the market and just be missing everything. It's like that's
Yeah,
super easy trade, beautiful trade. It's like look at all these Bollinger Band pokes that you could have just shorted and just like made all kinds of money. But if you ever get your head on the wrong side of the market, you miss every single one of those opportunities.
yep. And I think a lot of people try to long the market today,
Yeah,
keeping in mind the daily candle from yesterday. I mean, this is some kind of bullshit.
I agree. I do agree. That was a bad deal, man. A lot of false hope.
Mac, did you answer already? I just jumped back in. Where did you close that fib play this morning?
I close. Let me go back out here so you can see what I done.
I'm gonna interrupt your whole process here.
No, it's all good, man. Ain't nothing going on. So I got long off here at the bottom, and I closed one up here into this 23 spot, and then I closed the other one up here. I had the CPR level, right into here. I didn't. It's actually I closed it on I think I was watching a 30-second or 15-second chart, whichever made the big bump up right here. Yeah, so I closed it on that candle when it come
Through the Bollinger up there.
yeah, when it really poked through real high up there. I closed one there, and then I just sold all the other ones down here at this low because I slid all my stops from break even to this lower high.
Yep. So you caught that on the way back down there to the right, like after 11:15, that area?
No, I didn't catch any of the down move because I was at lunch. I had to go to lunch, and we were working on some stuff there. Me and my boss, we were working on some stuff, and so I missed every bit of this.
I thought you rolled that with a trailing stop when you left.
What's that?
Flat. You're saying you're flat when you left for lunch, or I thought you placed a trailing that was stepping its way up through your levels when you left.
Oh no. So yeah, I just got long off here, and I was selling, and I just sold one block up into this 23 level, and then I sold the other block up here, and the rest of them I just pulled them all up here to this lower high, all my other contracts. So, and when it got here, it just sold everything.
Yeah.
So what was a really badass trade turned into just like a whatever trade. It's still a good trade, but it just wasn't what I was expecting.
Yeah. I was thinking because I thought that was different for you because it was a fib play, but normally I would say you would recommend on that. What was turned out to be that A+ there off the last one off the Bollinger would have been just step that same thing, but step it with the levels. So you have the trailing stop through the 1375s.
Yeah. I mean, had that been the case, like when I was up here and profit on this one, I was up about 60 grand almost.
Yeah.
And then it just,
took off. Yeah.
It just all come apart. But, having to leave and, not being able to sit here and manage the trade, I probably could have talked myself into getting rid of some of this stuff up here, by seeing what was going on. But it's just hard to do, when you just step away like that.
So good luck, and thank you for my present. And have a great time.
Were you on the 3 hour because we were looking at the smaller time frames here, and there was no short rotation there at like the 12 o'clock 3 hour? There's just no pullback.
Yeah, it's just one of the craziest things about today that I was talking with just a minute ago was just like these rotations didn't work out at all. So like
no,
total sell pressure. Just
yeah, they seem to peak into a setup and then just run without any ever retrace back into the zone.
Yep.
Jesus.
Yep. Whose mic is that, guys? Do y'all know? Who's hung up there? Go Blue?
Blue, yeah. Oh, he just muted himself.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we're good.
I don't know up at Limber. But what they do is not completely opposite of what we do, but it's not nearly the same job or anything. So um, we had tried, working towards cross training, but it's just so much information either way um, that it could really get confusing, to an individual. So um, yeah, yeah, and I don't even know what the why they were trying to do that. But yeah, I just don't see that happening. I'll say because it's not enough overlap. It's too much of a gap. Um, for the two to even meet in the middle. So
It's these kinds of days. It's like frustrating as hell because it's like, if you're gonna go down, just go down and be done with it, like any other time that market goes down. But this controlled selling is just like, it's like these grind up days. When you're just sitting there.
trading,
Makes them tough.
trading.
But if you're short, you're loving this stuff.
That
But
I've been
Yeah.
working on for a while now, and I just haven't gotten to the point where I feel like I'm consistent enough and profitable enough to step away yet. Um, but a lot of times, you know, nights and evening weekends, then that's what I'm doing is looking at charts
Go,
and
go,
looking
Beers,
at
go, go.
so that I can walk away because it's my plan was to only do
this might be an over under setup right here that we're looking at.
and I mean
2 minute chart.
it's a great place and everything, but on the flip side, I know that and this was kind of something that I had the conversation with her. I think Sabrina was gone by the time you came, um, but she used to work in a contact center. We, still good friends, whatever, chit chat every now and then. And she had sent me.
No, you're starting to see some real buys come in here off this bottom.
But
You know what I mean? Like
a post
that's a real buy. That's a real buy. You know what I mean? Like you're starting to see these
and it paid 110.
real heavy volume candles come in on the bottom. You know what I mean?
You and everything.
That's not indicative of anything but a reversal, right?
I told Kelly, I said, the one thing I said, I'm not afraid
I
of
don't know, man. I don't know.
this was doing
I
the
mean,
same
I'm not thinking like a full reversal, but I'm thinking like, it's gonna definitely put the brakes on some downside. Like by
but
you've seen these big, huge volume
money do
bars
Yeah,
come in
I'm only that
at the
buyers
bottom.
are trying to save the super from yesterday low, but
Maybe.
struggling trying to find something new. I
Yeah.
said, and I've been
not easy for them.
had loan so long. Yes, I've had different job duties and everything. I said, but to get the most money, uh, you kind of have to be in a managerial position or something like that.
Normally you see these big high volume bars come in at the top and they always get faded typically, or like a big volume bar at the bottom come in and it get faded,
To another,
something like that. But
and
um
that's the thing that actually kept me
they is somebody trying to defend this for sure.
applying for that position. So whether it got filled, whether
Is it just kind of we're at the 20s level?
somebody laid them off
And
tomorrow, I
that's
have no idea. But
kind of like a turnaround?
I just
Yeah. Well, 20s tend to act
up and I just told her, that's the one thing because I
20s and 80s tend to play a role.
before.
Hmm. I was just guessing, by the way. I have no
I
idea.
just
Every
No,
time I've
you're
gone long, it gone, market
but
went
really
down.
realistically, yeah, 20s and 80s they do play a role if you ever notice like they kind of
Hmm.
for whatever reason. I don't know why, but they do.
while why I am
Who
still here.
knows? Down almost
And
1.5% today.
actually at one
Psych
time
Yeah.
level, who knows?
going to work with
Everything's getting a haircut today, looks like. Had to sell my damn Bitcoin, by the way. That sucked.
Aw.
Yeah. Yeah. I was trying to stay long into that thing to like the 50, to 50,000, but it just didn't
Yeah. I mean,
play out. Right. But I mean, I'm gonna short it here for long, but I was trying to, it's like if I can't short it, I'm gonna long it, until I can short it. So that was the idea. Got in off of a setup, but it just didn't play out. Made a little bit of money on it. I didn't make a ton, but that damn thing.
green is green, right?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna get away from trading the Bitcoin itself. I think I'm gonna trade the micro Bitcoin. I can layer in that thing man, it's tough to layer into actual Bitcoin.
Mm. Is that why you trade minis? Or no, wait. You traded 32 minis this morning?
Yep.
Jesus Christ. For some reason, I thought micros.
No.
No, that's Jesus Christ.
It's getting with it, man. Trying to.
Yeah, it's getting after it.
But I'll tell you one thing, man. That Bitcoin, it eats up so much of your damn margin. It's incredible. It's stupid.
Yeah, that's crazy how much you need.
$1,000?
It's like 20,000.
Jesus Christ, is it 20 grand for a single Bitcoin?
Something like that.
Oh
I
my
To
mean,
hold overnight.
you hold that thing multiple days, man, it's big money, It just, what it does is it kills you to have your, like, if you like to trade real heavy on some of these indices like the NQ or ES or whatever, it just kills your buying power. Like
Yeah, you got no leverage.
So I was kind of, it was bittersweet to get rid of it, but I'm kind of glad I did.
Yeah, I mean, at least you can breathe now without having to worry about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just adds, it lets me trade, like, I can load in heavy on, like a couple of these indices if I see them, you know what I mean? Versus just having to load in on one real heavy. But I'm going to trade the micro Bitcoin when it comes to that short. That way I can kind of like average myself in and layer in up, up that zone. And I can get rid of a bunch of them, in different spots.
Gotcha. Do you average in when you're trading Bitcoin as your green? Or do you just do like the 30 at once, I don't know exactly what, but like 30 at once and then average out.
Yeah, I couldn't trade 30 Bitcoin. I'm not that big yet.
I mean, but for the micros, I mean.
Oh yeah, for sure. So what I'm going to do is, like, you see all those levels?
Yeah.
I'm going to sell them down here into these levels, probably like 2 here, 2 there, 2 here, 2 there, 2, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm going to try to get short up into this box. So I'm going to get short 2 here, 2 there, and just kind of run it up into this Bollinger Band, and just stack my orders.
Oh, okay.
You follow me?
Yeah.
And then that way I can kind of get rid of them individually on down through here. Otherwise, if I just get short up here, just say I got short 2 Bitcoin, it's, like, man, I only got 2 spots to sell. Like, which spot do I pick? It's like you kind of kick yourself in the your own ass there by doing that. It just makes you got to be so much better. You got to be so much more right. Whereas if you trade a bunch of little ones, I mean, you can be wrong and still make plenty of money.
Oh, that's an interesting mindset.
Yep.
That's an interesting mindset.
Yeah, so like when I was trading smaller size, like, and I had to really kind of say, okay, if I was only going to trade like a couple or, maybe like 3 micros or maybe, 3 minis or 2 minis or whatever, and had the open range of micros, I would always choose the micro route, like do blocks of like 3 or 4, you know what I mean? Versus just like, especially if I had like 5 targets set out, I could make more money in a week's time trading micros than I could minis. You know what I mean? Just because I could get more targets filled. You know?
Yeah, I know exactly. I see what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah, it's a psychological thing. Really, is all it is. Truthfully.
Yeah, no kidding. That's
And if I,
because I've been. I know this is the first time we've ever talked, but I've been trying to do on YouTube. What was it? Your moving average Wonder Cloud strategy that you gave your girlfriend at the time?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've been trying to do that, and it's been interesting.
Had any luck with it?
Honestly, yeah, I've been using it with the LBR indicator. I forget who told you about it, but
Taurus. Yeah, Taurus
yeah,
trader.
yeah, I love the LBR indicator though.
I mean, Taurus is a beast, man. That guy right there, he's a damn bag of knowledge.
Yeah, oh my God. But yeah, no, the strategy's going well for me so far. I back tested it about 3 or 4 days, and
Nice.
because of that 2 to 1, it's doing really well.
Beautiful. Beautiful stuff, man.
Oh yeah,
You
no,
know,
I
one of the most incredible things about this whole deal is like there's so many different ways that you can trade this stuff. It's like it's really like whatever just fits your style, like what's your appetite, you know. And it's not one's really better than the other, it's just like what fits your appetite,
yeah, that's the best thing about trading.
Yeah.
Well, that time flexibility, yada yada, but still,
Yeah.
so many ways to do it.
Being your own boss.
Yeah. Not having to ask to take vacation days. The dream.
It did the same thing again there, man. Except this time you had a little retrace.
I'm long
Just that-
from
that
19. I
sharp-
don't know where to cut it.
20,000.
of talking, but it's cool.
Is that how much you made just
No,
now?
he said he didn't know where to cut it. I told him to cut it at 20,000.
I want to cut it until I pass step 2.
There you go.
You get 20,000, you'll pass step 2.
You're for sure with one micro, whatever you're on.
Maggie,
Yeah,
do you have
micro.
a Bollinger for that retrace on another time frame right now? The box we're looking at?
I drew it
Man,
on
the
the
thing ripped
TV.
out of there without ever connecting again on this time frame.
It probably did. I just didn't see it. Yeah, there it
You
is.
broke it though, but that's crazy.
15.
Although I guess maybe there's a candle for it too on this one. Maybe there's a different box.
Yeah, it's on a 15-second chart.
J-Pal must
Oh,
be
that's
talking
the one
good.
right there. The retrace into it there. Yeah.
Damn 15-second chart prevails again.
Send it.
We were talking after you headed out. I think this was the most beneficial thing to having you here this morning was seeing real time, the eyeballing of multiple
Yes.
time frames,
Yep.
because everyone I think was really kind of hindsight. It's really tough to understand how you would keep checking them.
Gotcha.
Oh, I see that.
There you go.
Actually, hearing that longer than that, but say it again.
It didn't really get an A plus, but
Yeah,
it ripped out of
that's
there.
tough. You think you could have gotten in there if you were looking at that? I mean, it's hindsight now, but because
I
that
am in
retrace
there.
into that thing just kind of stepped out, and then if you waited again, you really wouldn't have been clipped with your way you scale with the opposite band.
Yeah, I'm in there at 12 already.
You would. Oh, are you in there now? Right now?
Yeah, I'm in 12 right here on this pullback.
Did you catch that on this chart?
Yeah.
She got to now. She got too much invested. So, at least that's the way I see it.
Are these normal days for you, Magnum?
What's that?
You posted 40 grand earlier. I don't know exactly what you got out with, because you had to go do whatever you had to do. But like, and now you're at 12, and it's up to 60.
Yeah, man, it's pretty normal actually, believe it or not.
More power to you, man. Well done.
It's not. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty normal. I mean, on a normal day, unless the market don't give it, if I'm typically shooting for 50 to 100 points on 20, 30 contracts a day.
That's insane.
No
Yep.
kidding. Incredible.
Can I ask again on that one there, Magnum, at that 12 level, 912 level, the same, where you're at right now? No, on the same
Oh.
chart on the 15.
Okay, sorry.
On your entry there at the 12. Did you market order that? Did you just hit that when it clipped it, or did you roll a limit order up to that level and then have it fill you on your blocks
Yeah, so I had limit order sitting there at 12.
in the zone from the candle
Yeah, but I
already?
actually
Oh,
I didn't get filled on all my orders because I had some of my orders pulled down here from
yep,
9
yep.
stacked all the way to 13. So
For the wick of the zone
yeah,
candle. I
you
got
got
you.
it. Because
Yeah.
I was waiting
Yep.
for for something like this to play out, but it never,
Yes.
kind of wicked in. So, and that, the more you trade with size, the more you have that happen. You know what I mean? Like because you got to stack orders just ahead of the box and just kind of
Mhm.
right below it, so you might not get filled on everything.
I got you. Yeah, were
Got
you
it.
paying attention to your oscillator histogram right there? That big bar that came in right before that little retrace.
This,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the bar that I was telling you about. Like when you see big volume come in at the top, you can expect it to get faded. You know what I mean? It's just like when I was looking at that 2 minute chart just a second ago. Let me flip to it. That's what I was saying. I kept seeing real buyers come in down here at this bottom, which made me think, okay, I'm gonna take
Yes.
this
Okay.
trade. You see?
That's literally when I signed back on. I checked my phone, saw it was that
Yeah.
you were on again.
Yeah. So when you kept seeing these big bars come in down here at the bottom, you're like, all right, you know, this is the real deal. I mean, people are forcing this thing back up, or trying to. And
Oh, you know what? I think that's what I missed in the hindsight. Do your bars glow brighter on your histogram? It's not the height of them per se, but it's the color of them.
well, all that is so on this indicator, basically what he done was just, if you see one candle sticking up higher than the other candle that's to the
Yeah.
left, then it'll be kind of highlighted more. All it is. And
Yeah.
and I realistically, I don't know what good that does. You know what I mean? Like it to me, that candle right there is a hell of a lot more than this one, but yet it's not like super highlighted. So I don't
Right.
understand. You know?
Right. And that's where I was getting confused in the older videos when I went back when I first joined the chat, because it's hard to see that in real time with some of those volume histograms. They can be a little misleading, or they can be not as obvious.
Yeah. Yep. But so yeah, where you see that volume come in at, that matters. You know what I mean? Like, over in here that I was telling you about how that kept coming in at the bottom versus the top, somebody was trying to defend some of that for sure. I think we'll get rid of one right here.
I can understand. I'm not familiar. I just know they always, you got them Megan Stallion knees, and then it's like, no, you too old.
Is there any particular reason you aren't scaling with the stepped stops for the levels right now, or you're just going big?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm in this one pretty big here.
All that type of stuff. No, 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 no. That's what they be saying on like TikTok.
One second here. I'm trying to get some of this stuff spaced out here.
Megan Stallion knees, and then they'll try to squat or whatever they call it, and just fall and all that type of stuff. Fall
We'll
back.
pull another one up there. Maybe a couple up there. And I just don't trust this. Like it's just hard to trust any of this right now, because like you keep seeing what happened all day today. It's like this shit is getting faded like crazy. Big volumes coming in at the top.
Yeah, we just rejected off a point of control.
Is that what that was up there?
Yep.
Let me look at some quick. Oh, hell.
So competitive that I had mentioned it to Kelly during our call, and then my daughter Kelly, she asked me, this was Friday, so what are you about?
Where is today?
I think I'm just about to chill, look at some TV.
Is yours showing point of control at 62 or 65, 6, 7, something like that?
Yeah, 65.
65. What is yours from the open of Globex yesterday?
Mine's yeah, whatever the trading view session volume.
Okay.
That's weird. The point of control for the default settings for me is up at 78.
Yeah, I have a visible volume profile, and so it like whatever I have captured on the screen is what it shows. So if I took it to 18, it's showing, point of control down here at 79.
Yeah,
Hit,
that's what
hit
mine
one
do.
day in the bottom left.
Huh?
Hit the 1 day tab in the bottom left.
Bottom left.
Yeah, he means that ribbon all the way to the left.
Yep. Just quickly, put your chart in a 1 day.
I've got a 97950 as well on Ninja for the full day.
Yep.
We just had a spike of volume.
They're about to send it again.
Well, hopefully they do that before it stops me out.
Like it wants to get back. I'm back to point of control. So basically 980.
Yeah.
Although
Man.
I have a razor sharp stop right here, so if I get stopped out, I don't care.
Wouldn't hurt my feelings if it did, but we're getting this setup right here. It's like short setup.
It would hurt my feelings.
Damn it, man! I'm gonna have to get rid of another one.
I'm not liking the stalling at 63.
So anyway, so you're pretty much spot on with number one, saying that.
It got me. That's all right.
So,
All right, I got rid of 3 up there, so that's pretty good. That ain't that bad. But that was a short setup, right? I mean, that's.
Oh yeah, you're looking at possible new trend, especially off of volume. You little jerk! You acting like you're gonna go for it again.
So right now you in the lead.
That actually did not poke through. So yeah, the box goes there.
So for number 2, aside from the first 3 things you said, or I guess the first 4 things. So we'll say all the above and cooking. So
Be nice to see this like turn into an over under. You know what I mean? Like or under over. And with some urgency, this thing push up above this box and this short fail. Whoo, that'd be sweet.
When you say under over, you mean go from underneath, build structure on top, and then rock it off.
Yeah, like
S.
Yeah, so say we fail right here and we push above this box and then come back into it, right? And then you could take that same trade, whether it be short, you're taking a long off the top of the box. You know what I mean?
I think that might be where we're headed, but
come on.
Holding my breath right now.
What
there
looks
she
like.
goes.
yeah, it depends on who you working with.
So what she's looking at. Boys, we might be making some money after all today.
I just wanted 78. I'm not greedy. That's a damn lie. I'm greedy as shit.
That was a complete lie, he said.
Right. Yeah.
Again, I guess.
Actually, I think I'm gonna add.
she sent me the
Order filled. Order filled.
5 or 6 other people on there, and not paying attention, I hit reply all, and I said, well, it wasn't anything bad, but
I mean, I didn't pull my average in very.
I said, I'm sorry to.
We shouldn't have broke that top. You know what I mean? If this was indeed a short setup,
Is 10 times more prosperous than this one.
which tells me that this should be a long, but
Long thing.
I'm averaged in. You know, I only got rid of 3 up here, so you know I was stacked pretty heavy back down here at the bottom. So I mean, I didn't pull my average in very much, so should be good.
Yeah, so I didn't.
But that would have been a good spot if you were short. I mean, if you didn't have a position like where to create a position, you know what I mean? Or if you were already long, you know, and you got rid of some of them, well, where can you add back to your position to continue to trade long? You know what I mean? Like that'd be how you'd do it.
If you had a good run here, hopefully the next one will be even better. So. So an insurance adjuster. So yeah, insurance claims adjuster. Oh. Oh yeah, there's no disputing that. Yeah, I'm thinking property casualty. Okay.
Magnum. Shit, sorry about the background noise, guys. If you longed there in that zone, like you're saying, or you added to a position, your stop loss would still go below the wick of the zone candle.
Yeah. Yeah, your stop
Okay.
loss will be down here. Like that's the candle that we pulled off of, so a couple
Yeah,
ticks off
it's
of it.
what 62.25 and whatever you want to put it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give it a couple ticks, whatever.
I got you.
Mm-hmm. I mean, still ideally though, like you want to see, you know, this thing curl up and, you know, maybe price does come back and hits it, but you know, you still want to see that, but yet you can't pass up that opportunity. You know what I mean? Like, because you had to know if this failed with a sense of urgency. So you most likely may not get to see this, right? So you got to kind of make your own judgment there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes being patient on a failed setup, you won't get the opportunity. But then again, sometimes if you are patient, you will get it. It's just like, damn if you do, damn if you don't sometimes.
She's an army kid, so she.
I mean, it's worth the risk to me, right? I mean, the box is thin, right? 65 to, you know, 60. Geez, I'm only risking, you know, 4 points. Yeah, that's not nothing, you know, on a potential melt up, you know.
Yeah. And you could still hit those. You could hit those halfway points too, the 625 or whatever you want to call it on the rotations. Out of that on the 15-second.
You got it. Yep. So you would just grab your little price range here and just say, okay, well, this is the, you know, this is the spot. Well, just pull up your 6.5 points, you know, and whatever you got it, whatever your entry was, pull up your 6.5 points and just keep you know, keep running them up. Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah, I gotta see if I have a ruler like that on Ninja. I don't know if I have that exact tool. I gotta do it by hand.
I'm normally doing it by fingers, man. The only time I get to use this kind of stuff is when I'm on the computer. You know?
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. How's it feel? Be back on a desktop.
I could, you know, I could probably count the times that I've actually used the desktop on probably one hand to trade during the day.
That's crazy, man. Talking to all the guys that, like you said, had 30 screens and.
For real, dude, you see people with like 3
All the
screens and
furus,
like
man.
indicator on each screen. Like, what the hell, dude? You're doing it on a phone.
It is pretty crazy for somebody to say that, you know, but like, I'd say there's a lot of folks that do it, you know, most likely. This right here might be a bust.
So I'll take a picture.
It come close.
I'll take a picture.
I've got all my stops pulled up in tight right here, so
Yep.
I may take a loss on these right here.
There it is.
Yeah, I may take a loss on these, but you know everything that I made from down here is gonna be good.
And so I take it that you are confident at doing this as well, and doing those. No, I'm just going down my list now. Well, you said, you said you come to that deducing, not deduced. So is it deducing or deduced? Well, that would be using the worksheet that I'm using the worksheet. Oh, okay, sure. Actually, I'm not. I'm reading what's on my paper.
I guess I can delete that box.
Which is not a worksheet. Well, actually, this says.
I'll leave that one up.
What you good at. I had to jazzy it up to make it more professional. You said nothing in particular.
If you don't mind my asking, that box failed, so why do you keep it up?
So none of this.
Because the box didn't fail.
This doesn't go between you and I. Oh no. No. This is.
Hold on one sec.
Yeah, you good, man.
Thing, but no one gets to see, what was said or anything. So any of my notes and all that.
Yeah.
No. So none of my notes. Everything is just between you and I. So. Well, you would have to say it for each one, but yeah. I mean, then I would.
Okay, I'm out.
Probably.
Dadgummit.
Some counseling.
Man, this thing is ridiculous.
For number 6, for what skills you like to develop.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, man. Yeah. So yeah, when you see this thing fail on the backside, right? Like
This is all confidential, I guess.
when you have an under and over setup, yeah, the box goes to nothing. It's done.
So
Okay.
really is part of.
You were right. I'm sorry. I was middle man.
You do not have to apologize to me. I consider myself a professional moron when it comes to trading.
Whatever it may be, but it's
Man, don't say that.
To just find out.
Oh man, no, I just like to mess around, but
If there's anything that I could do to help you all, to help you achieve anything. So even in that, in the those not quarterly, in those annual evaluations where it says what can your manager do to help make your job easier or something like that. So this is. Yeah, well, it's right. Nothing. I'm fine. Because it's the truth for me.
you gonna do?
Yeah, so this is. I believe you. But yeah, so this is just in the same realm of just trying to, just trying to be helpful, really. If there's anything that, can help people out, then I'm all for it. Because even for Kelly, as we got down to number 5, I just, talking about future plans and everything, I said, well.
Yeah, here might be a good little thing to see, right? Like you'd almost say, okay, well, this could be a potential opportunity, but then you have to say, okay, well, that being the box, right? Well, this right here should have actually set it up for an A+ setup. Well, your stop was, dictated on this candle, right? And a couple ticks below it. And if you see this thing would have took you out. So that box altogether would have been just deleted.
Okay.
No good.
Work with people and please everybody. I mean, I've told them several times.
Which sucks because it would end up working out, but I don't
Yeah.
know, I think it's better risk management if it just kind of falls through that box. Then
Yeah.
Oh, come
Yeah, because I mean that'd have been a pretty good bit of risk. Like if I was, um, if I was trying to get in that thing, I probably would have got in it, knowing the Bollinger Band was here. I'd been chasing it. Um, I don't know. I might have got in on that one, maybe, or somewhere up in here. So 18, 19, 15 to 06, and then a couple ticks behind it. So that's a pretty good bit of heat you'd have to take, for it to work out. But it, you could have done it. You just needed a little bit. It'd be tough to do it with big size. But hell, nobody knew that until after the fact, anyhow. Damn, Eric killed it. 4 grand.
Yeah, it was bad.
Bad
I
hell, man.
got
That's
back
pretty.
on, and there's well, I said I was done for the day, but then I'm looking at all my charts after having been gone for 2 hours and saying I see a major pattern here, and then I hear you calling it too. I'm like, well, that's confluence if I've ever heard it.
Wasn't everyone yelling at you to not trade anymore today?
Yeah, I just
Hey.
I looked at it, and thankfully because I was away from the desk for over 2 hours, I was able to be fully mentally reset and kind of start the way I normally start my morning, which is cautious and small scale ins. Kind of DCA my way back into a position.
Yeah.
My
I mean, hey,
problem
if
is
you're
normally I'd have like a banging morning, be closed out, and then try to jump right into another one again with the same level of force.
Yep, that's my problem.
And then I'd usually get it wrong. I would be right, but I'd be wrong by a half an hour. So that means for the next half an hour, I just slowly burn through gains,
Yeah.
taking poor trades.
I completely understand that one.
This is a hard one to get right here. I
This
mean,
one, yeah, this one's ugly. I would, I kept it super tight. Well, I caught most of that move upward, but then after that second hump upwards, I took 2 small shorts on it and kept them hyper tight, expecting them not to reach any meaningful targets for me.
So am I allowed to say congratulations for being on the right side of that move, or?
Yeah. Well, I try not to stick around too long. Cutting them quick has more of a nuance than people realize. It's not just, oh, it turned red, let it go. All my charts say it's trying to build structure on top of that line it's at right now, but it says it doesn't want to stay up there.
I know it's hard. It's hard to trust any long right here.
Yeah, that like
Mhm.
55-ish area is a -4 band for me. And if you look at the wicks, that was the low for yesterday. So all my lines are diagonal, none of them are straight side to side. But it building structure underneath it makes it feel like that band's about to become the new high.
At 55 area, you jerk.
Mm.
The other thing I'm trying to get good at is genuinely saying if I don't see a trade, don't touch the damn thing. Because I'm king of yeeting into a position just because I'm like, yep, looks good.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Oh,
I think I'm gonna have to take a tiny little stab long here.
It's doing it, but I just don't want to
Ag,
give up anything.
the zones are getting front run today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the
Someone's
reason I'm gonna
watching.
take this long is because if you see, and now I'm probably gonna be dead rest wrong right here, but that's okay. You see how this volume come in down here at the very, very bottom, and we come above it, and then the Bollinger Band kind of come with it, and we poked it.
Well, no, not
You know what I mean?
as in you lying.
Kind of more of the combine killer type deal,
I'm
but
agreeing with you.
I could be dead wrong about it,
So,
and I damn near might.
with him, was it because
But my stop's just gonna go right below it. So
thing or
Yeah.
if I am wrong, I'm wrong for a tiny bit.
hold on? Where the hell she think she going?
I gotta admit, when TS Trader or Traderbait, whichever one was the problem, community indicator stopped working this morning, I tried to use the default Bollinger Bands, and all I did was go down $275.
Man.
That's my own fault, though. But, what can you do?
So,
I'm trying to get better at reading the charts without anything. Like, I'll still need my regression bands eventually so I know where we're at in the universe because you can't do that in your head. But with like the Bollinger Band stuff, I've been trying to get a better gut sense so that when I look at just simple price structure, seeing if it coincides with where I'd expect the bands to be. And it wants to do something fierce.
nope, because they didn't have any of those, so I had to get the ones that were already cut and all that stuff. So,
On this 30-second chart, because the prices poke through the Bollinger Band, is that why you decided to take a quick long? Or a tiny, tiny long?
Do what now? I'm sorry.
No, you're good. On the 30-second chart that you have up right now, because that one basically wicked through completely, is that why you decided to take the long?
Yeah, and it was on top of like heavy volume. So you seen this sell off come, right? And then you seen volume increase as this sell off was happening, which told me you were having late sales come in. And then we got it back above it. And it so happened the Bollinger Band wrapped into it, and you had that Bollinger Band poke, right?
Okay.
But keep in mind what we just experienced, right? So maybe that was the first real pullback into an uptrend. So you kind of just keep that in mind of like, is this a new trend? And if it is, don't feel, bad about buying that Bollinger Band poke, and selling it up into another.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, you're kind of combining the Bollinger Band momentum deal, and you're also combining, the combine killer, which is the trap late sales. What better place to, get your entry would be a Bollinger Band poke, and then just run it against them. You know what I mean? If
I see
possible.
what you're saying.
Yeah, but the problem is we're running right up into a box, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the issue at hand. But ain't no big deal. We just got to be mindful of it. Sell off some of the position into the box, and then keep a couple, at break even, and see what happens. You never know. Maybe the box fails.
Yeah. Whatever the NQ wants to do, it'll do.
Yeah.
It's one lesson I've learned. Painfully, but lesson nonetheless.
But I'm not. I'll see. I'll see
Yep.
what happens. I'll see. So when you say a little bit, what's a little bit?
Yeah, I'll probably get stopped out right here, most likely.
What's a big pot? So this
Is that at the break even?
I don't even.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah, that's not a whole. That's not a lot.
You actually have a
I thought you was about to
rejection
say
off that band inside the bond
Yep.
for the short.
okay, yeah, I can do that.
Get my damn bullheaded mind to short this thing. Yeah, right. A plus setup right here too.
Threw all of that away
You know.
yesterday. Purple onions, white onions, and yellow onions. Just threw all of those away.
What a beauty she was. Hell, not take you on advice, and
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
still had a green trade off of it. Just
if I don't like them, I just throw
obviously not the right way.
cool off and throw them away tonight since the trash man runs tomorrow, so it'll be just fine. The greens, if I screw them up. But yeah, I'll give it a shot. Nope, I'll give it a shot because actually, well, I got another meeting here at 3, from 3 to 4, but nope. So all of that went into the trash yesterday because
It's just these damn sell-offs are just so quick. Like it takes forever for these little longs to work out, you know, and all of a sudden it just like a domino. You know what I mean? Like somebody flicked the domino and it just took them down.
Oh, maybe this is the massive correction that I've seen every single headline talking about for the past 4 months.
Yeah, be interesting.
right. Well, I will give it a shot. Like I say, I'll give it a shot tonight since
But it's usually like you always see that kind of stuff. Like, you know, if you're in a long, like my position down here that you were long, say you got long with the same idea I had, you know,
Mm-hmm.
was you if you see a big volume, like, you know, a relative big volume bar,
Yeah.
and then a full body bar, you know what I mean? Typically that thing always gets faded, you know, so not taking profit in that bar, you know, is a missed opportunity. So if you ever see that kind of stuff, you know, especially seeing what we was seeing, I should have got rid of my whole position up there, but I got rid of several of them up in that.
spring mix with my romaine lettuce.
Yeah, I gotta admit, I can only use TS Trader right now for my charting and everything, so.
Right, yeah. Because the spring mix was just
Yeah. The only thing I do with Tradevate is just I simply execute. Like that's it. I mean, I don't do anything with it. Everything I do is off Trading View.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm trying to get funded, you know.
And so that's why it always
But
seems
that's why I'm trying.
juicy.
That way I don't have the $160 a month fee, you know, bill.
So
Yeah.
so I figured that part out and said, oh, you know what?
And I can try Trading View, so I can be cool like you guys.
You know, get the romaine, the whole.
It's light years ahead of everything, man. I mean, everything that I've used, you know. I'm sure in the PC department it's probably not, but on the mobile department, it is light years ahead.
Oh no, PC too. There's not a single. I've used Ninja Trader. Maybe I was just bad at that, and TS Trader. There's nowhere that I could actually pick, like, move a chart around and actually leave it, like, looking at a level. It always auto fits.
Oh damn.
Maybe that's just a setting I have on, but
But
It is a setting I don't. All right. Well, that's fun.
well, well, it's supposedly better than the iceberg since I mean they both really don't have calories, but it's supposed to be a little bit healthier, I guess, because it's greener or something. Um, but yeah, but I mean in the end,
I guess this thing's just gonna continue to dip,
basically I have a couple of different veggies,
and
two different starches,
yeah,
and
this
then
might just be an untested level that we have to keep
that
up.
way I can just
And
gradually
well, I don't
add
know.
the appropriate
It
supplements
may
that I
come
need.
down here and hit Bollinger Band again. If it does, it'll
So it won't be.
do away with that box. But
It's going to be
Dude,
like
the
a couple of days.
930s are just a magnet.
So this is for me and Kelly because Tamika she prepares her stuff.
When you execute on Tradeovate on your phone, do you use the app or do you use the website?
yeah, I just use the website. I go on my URL there. I think their app is
You
junk.
trade on Trading Views app?
You can, but the problem is it's like not instant execution, so it's not one click
Yeah.
deal. And then plus it like um yeah, this is just a damn paper account right here. So like if you just say if I wanted to buy the market, you have this number right here that like takes up so much real estate on a cell phone that you can't even see what the hell's going on. Like it if they done away with this and then they put like, maybe buttons like this, it would be a lot better because like if you want to execute on a cell phone, you've got to go over here, hit this thing, and then create order, and then you got to put your order in. It's just crazy.
That's no.
Whereas trading view, it's just a matter of, instant execution. You set your limit in and, bada bing, bada boom, and you can move them right around real easy. They got their charting stuff together. They just ain't got their order execution stuff together for
Yeah.
mobile.
And you just use Chrome as your browser?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's it though. Just trying to do better. So I shouldn't say trying to do better, doing better.
The dollar's up, bonds are down, euro's down,
So that was never an issue.
VIX is up.
Did.
Just whatever I eat, even if it's healthy, eating too much can be unhealthy. So all of that. So now, just doing better. But ultimately, it's to.
Those are some nice Bollinger Bands.
She doesn't have a choice.
We're getting close to this stuff. Like I put some weekly stuff out that I've been tracking on the dollar, like bonds and stuff like that. But we're getting close into a box on this dollar. This is a weekly chart though.
Unfortunately, she works at Wingstop, so
We're getting pretty close.
tonight she may have that temptation, but
And then
And here it looks like it's compressing.
and then the euro dollar's kind of the same gig here. And in bonds, I have some pretty serious stuff up here. If it works, so I don't know if it will or won't.
So, but yeah, so the idea is to have it so that she could eat right before she go to work, or like I say, even eat in the car. She'll be fine, and I'll have her take some Greek yogurt as a snack in case she does get hungry.
Who knows?
Yep. We up at 5 in the morning, Shawty. Actually, no. We got up at 6 today. So, because I had to take her to school. She said, "Well, if you take me to school, we can do it at 6, and I don't have to get up as early." Like, you really messing up my schedule, but okay. Because I was fine with 5, even though I dozed off yesterday in the middle of the day. So yeah.
What is this?
So I did it. I was doing it for a while, and then I hurt my back back to back. Got well when it picked up. So damn embarrassing.
On the NQ, I have no idea why it's going up.
Did I pick up?
That's what I was saying. Like,
Oh, the cooler.
It don't make sense, does it? Right?
nope. Like it looks like it's about to go down.
Just-
We're down at
just got my
1.2%. Next
back
thing you know,
together, and then 4th of July,
gonna retrace the bar fully.
picking up the cooler to take it outside to drain the darn
Off
water
to the races it goes.
and felt it.
Yep.
I'm like, shit.
Stopped all of us out.
And that took me out again. So
I mean, it's a opportunity to get back long here if it decides to
just getting back on track now.
roll over.
So for her,
Yeah.
day 2.
Are you
I
looking
did
for
too.
that 3 o'clock rotation now, Mag? That's maybe being forecasted.
You got it.
Gotcha.
A little over a week.
You wanna go long here, Magnum?
If you let me borrow some money, I will. I'm gonna have to do it with your money though. I can't do it with mine right now. Oh Jesus.
The limit order on the box, so I went long.
That's a setup right there. There's a lot of volume coming on that sell side right there.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, the fight
How'd your meeting go, Magnum?
Went good, man. Went good. We had a damn it. Look at
Oh, here we go.
I went long just for it to stop me out.
look at there. We was talking about long. Faceless shows up, and then he took a long right there, and I told you guys.
I'm trying to keep the damn thing closed, you guys. You're not helping.
Here he does. Go.
Ah, man, I wish I had on my
I missed it. I missed
At
it.
this point, do you push at break even or you let the stop below the box?
Yeah, right now my stop would go to break even immediately. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Sure would. Now, if this thing was to say, if I got long off the top of the box, I would probably like. Obviously, my stop would go to break even right now. But if this thing was to come back up here, you know, and price come back down, I would be okay with well, you should be getting out of one by now already. I'd be okay with pulling my stop back down here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To participate in this A+ setup. You know.
I went long to contract, TP took profit on one.
Sweet. Yeah. Perfect, man.
Yeah, because dynamic poke flipped here.
Yeah, shoot small, aim small right now. You know what I mean? Like, think none of this crap seems like it's wanting to hold very long. I guess I'm gonna have to wait and see if this thing will give an A+. If it will, then I'll join the party.
Magnum, I was gone. Did you get stopped out of your yours?
Which one, bud?
You were long this morning from 55.
Oh yeah. I got stopped out of it. I was able to take profit on two blocks, and the rest of them I got stopped out on just moving them up to the lower high. You know, at 23. But I thought that was the banger. You know what I mean? I thought that was the banger of the day. But I got handed a short cup on that one. Still a good trade.
Man says short cup, and I'm just.
It's still a good trade. It just nowhere near what I was thinking. You know.
Yeah.
Dang. We was all looking at that too, wasn't we? And then we just very few of us took it. Dadgummit. All right, 42.
Skills.
It's almost makes you wonder, right? Are we going to get trapped between two? You know, like, oh, Lord.
Mm-hmm. Don't you dare.
Faceless must have added to his position there.
Does not want to get out of the 60s.
Happy where you are. Nothing wrong with that.
This could be an over and under. Well, will it?
VWAP is
60s and your
just
30s.
above. VWAP is just above, so careful.
Okay, I had. Oh,
It's a tricky little spot right here, you know.
Mm-hmm. It's chopping me out.
Yeah, I mean, because right? So we potentially run the risk of, you know, this thing doing this. That was the over, and you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, that was a horrible drawing.
hey, kindergarten. Everyone fails eventually.
Yeah. That over and under failed. That's probably what you should have seen for an over and under. So your safest bet might be down here to try to take this A long rather than.
My own answers I had to think about.
Guys, though, if we all go in one direction, it'll make it move a centimeter.
A single tick up, and then we all
Yeah. Everyone take profit at the tick. 3, 2. Could you imagine if you have like 100 people just buying 100 contract and make it go up just like a tick or two?
Oh my God.
BT.
That is what the FCC
And that
calls
is
that.
collusion.
Yep. That's.
And that is collusion.
Yep.
And your bands.
Yeah, we can't get away with it. We're not a
Instant ban.
corporation, guys.
Unless you're an institution, then it's all okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can't get away with that.
And you're just collaborating.
Magnum Institution.
Magnum Institution.
They call that networking.
Yeah.
I would love to see that argument, guys. Go for it. I will watch the court date.
Sabrina Williams, who used to work at Loma, and she had sent me a
What
job.
the hell are you gonna do?
On August 17th, 2021, did you suggest? No, Your Honor, I did not.
What chat
Really?
logs? No.
Because someone was recording Magnum stream at the time.
SEC is tapping Discord chats.
No, that'd be China, dude.
Well, my dog accidentally stepped on my keyboard. I'm not responsible.
I did everyone buy.
Dude, my cat pushed my hand down, dude. Like, what do you want from me? My pussy pushed my hand down. What do you want?
Oops.
It'd be funny if they started calling out your usernames and people had really wild ones like buy high 420 bitch. Was that your username, sir?
What's the Asian Beauties 101? Is that
Right.
brutal butt slaps?
Good Lord. That is hilarious.
Oh man.
Actually, I had when I was playing Minecraft years ago, I had a sword, and I would no, it was a PvP server, and I would go around and slay people out, and my sword's name was Brutal Butt Slaps. So I'd be like, Magnum was slayed by Brutal Butt Slaps.
Oh mercy.
Or no, Magnum was slayed by assassinated with Brutal Butt Slaps.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
It was great.
Mm-hmm.
So that was stuck in my head. Right. Right.
3 o'clock turnaround. Is that you?
I really hope so.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, indicators are working again on Tradebait.
Hey
Yeah, it took
Magnum,
them long enough.
I have a question. You see the red bar just after we broke the box. Can we draw as well a box with it since there was a lot of volume?
Right here?
No, no, right after we broke the box. On the left, on the left, on the left, before the red dildo. Yeah, this one. I mean, there is a lot of sellers inside
Yeah, I see
this
what
one.
you're saying. Yeah, well, yeah, that would be more considered like the combine killer type deal where volume would be highly, you know what I mean? It'd be accountable for a lot of it. But yeah, I mean, I took a long minute ago right off the same idea, right? Bollinger Band kind of right above it, where volume kind of stepped in. So yeah,
Okay, okay. Thanks.
ain't no problem. A little bit different location, but still, nonetheless, concept still the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah, some traps sellers there.
Yeah. Yep. The idea would be sellers stepped in right here, to sell this thing back down, and then it just ripped them, right? And then they suffered a little bit, and it come back down to them, and the people who were greedy and didn't take profit, are about to get squeezed again. So yeah. And this box right here is no longer worth a crap.
A Magnum.
Mm-hmm.
30 seconds on ES, 2 o'clock. It looks like. Is that box still validated? Oh, look. Go to the ES 30 seconds, 2 o'clock.
Yeah, that one's no good. So it's this one.
Yeah, that one. Because it looks like it just bounced. Like I'm talking about like 2 minutes, minute and a half ago.
Yeah, man, that's an A+ setup, bud. A+. Yeah, so your entry would have been here at 28, 25-ish, and your risk was 26, 25-ish. So 2 points. And you're already in the money. You know what I'm saying? Like you already getting rid of, quite a bit here. Targets on ES are 4, so you've done got rid of. So what are we at? 20. Let me get my old trusty rusty tool out. 8 points. Right here at 35.50 should be roughly 8 points. So you would have been out of 2 already. Good eye, man. Yeah, that's a nice looking trade too.
But I mean, even how you became vegetarian and how you got into gardening and all of that. I mean, it's.
Call me Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
I'm not an Avenger.
Man make you change. I know. That's what I'm saying. Man make you change. Preach. You got
These boys go get soaked today. My son, he got football practice. He got soaked yesterday having football practice, but he gonna really get soaked today.
They had school today?
Oh yeah, they got school. They got football practice this evening, man.
Only a little bit of rain.
Yeah, I know. He gonna
Not like
get sick.
hurricane.
Yesterday, you know what I'm
If
saying?
you can dodge a hurricane, you can dodge a tackler.
They look like a bunch of pigs rolling around in the mud yesterday. It was.
All
It
right,
was
well, there's something
amazing.
wrong with the coach is having them do that. That's
It's-
when it's time to step in.
They gonna have a dirty jersey award here at the beginning of start of the their first game. These kids got you ought to see some of their jerseys. Holy cow! They have white practice jerseys, and they are like half of them are almost black now. It's crazy.
That's kind of disgusting. Do they not wash them?
No, that's the key, man. Dirty jersey award.
That's hilarious.
Had they heard of a thing called ringworms?
I mean, you wash them, but not like you're not spraying, all this stuff to try to get the stuff out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stains and stuff.
Yeah, you ain't bleaching them.
Right.
Besides, we got a cure for ringworms.
Nail polish.
Nail polish.
Yeah.
My nails are not going to help with ringworm. I mean, they'll
No.
look good, but
No, you never used nail polish on ringworms?
I don't think I've ever had ringworm.
I did wrestling, so.
Yeah. Wrestling, they used to get bad, man. Like my son, he's wrestled for 2 years, and I wrestled back in high school, and
Nice.
ringworms is a big deal. Like,
Well, they got to clean them. I mean, it's honestly about cleaning the mats, if anything. Like, if they're not clean, like, that's where literally you always get ringworm.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm out from this too long, guys. We are near web up.
Magnum, what weight class?
who, me or my son?
You or both?
Oh, Rylan, he wrestles. He'll be 70 this year. And I wrestled 143 through junior and senior year high school.
Nice. I did 145 senior year.
They hold on one second here. I'm trying to manage this position here. At least pay for my trade here.
What are you trading right now?
I'm in a NQ loan. But yeah, the wrestling thing, man, Rylan, he's having a little tough time adjusting from wrestling because this first year he's played football.
Uh-huh.
He's always wrestled, so he's having a hard time adjusting that like you're not supposed to take their neck off,
Yeah.
He's having a hard time adjusting that you're supposed to tackle in the waist, not the ankles, and you're not trying to pick ankles and clothesline them, and
I mean,
Is it illegal to clothesline though?
Yeah, like it's bad because lots of times when you're wrestling, like if you're trying to have inside control and stuff like that, you try to get your head to their head, or at least head to chest. So he's always foreheading into somebody where, football, your head's back, like you're not supposed to. They got real bad with this whole, helmet to helmet contact or, any type of head first stuff. It's just different.
I remember senior year. Actually, it wasn't senior year. It was junior year. Like, we had like 32 people from the football team came out. And within 3 days, there was only like 4 remaining.
Jesus. I knew
Bro.
football participation was dying, but
No, that was like they came out to do wrestling.
oh, gotcha. Okay, we're on the same page now.
It's always better to give a good ear hole and then get one. I can tell you that for sure.
For sure.
I also had MRSA my senior year. That shit sucked.
Ooh.
Almost lost my fucking leg.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's bad stuff there, man.
Dude, they were like it was preseason too. And checked it before going to the tournament, a preseason tournament. My knee was the size of like 2 softballs by the time, and I had red veins going up my leg. I get to the hospital like so. I left on a Friday, get back on a Monday, go to the hospital that Monday, and they're like, "We gotta operate, or you're gonna lose this leg." I'm like, "All right, when?" They're like, "Now." They give me 3 shots of morphine. About 20 seconds later, they take a pair of scissors and stab my knee. Take that pair of scissors, turn it sideways, spread it out, and then take another pair of scissors and start cutting. Morphine
Jeez.
hadn't even fucking kicked in yet. And
Jesus.
then they squeezed out all the infection. About like nasty lime green boogers of dead white blood cells. And then at the end was like a fucking grape. Like not just like a little, little grape, but I'm talking about like those big ass like
Them muscadine.
yeah. Like came out of it. Ugh.
That stuff's bad stuff, man. You ever let it go? It I've heard tales of it, man. It'll get you. It's insane.
I had a friend in college. His cousin got MRSA, but on his state. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. He got MRSA on his face. Luckily, his mom is a nurse, and she kind of recognized early that like it wasn't just like a pimple, it was something worse. So they got it taken care of pretty quickly. He could have died.
Oof. There's an A+ setup on gold. Literally on a 5-minute chart. There was one just a few minutes ago, or a little while
I
ago.
meant you were literally golden. Oh boy. So let's say how expensive was that procedure? I don't know, golden piece of armor, golden forehead. I've seen dumber.
Faceless. Did you get that gold move right there, man? He's off counting his money. He's busy. He trades gold a lot. I trade it when I can, but I missed it. I wasn't even looking at it.
I mean, you
That's
can't look
nice.
at everything.
No, you can't. It's impossible. Impossible. Well, that's a pretty little deal, isn't it? Like that was an untested uh level I had from some time frame. I don't know why I am, and it come right down the end of that and just took off. Yeah. Had to be a 1 minute or something. Maybe it was
Without the NQs acting, I have no idea.
there. Either way, it had to be on a 15-second if it wasn't on a 30-second. Either way, it's already tested now. Is this where it decides to retrace the whole move today?
Oh my God! Don't say that.
Magnum, I think on that rotation after your first zone there on the 30, you got another zone that it popped a Bollinger in.
Where are you at?
On your 30, right where it came down again and
Right here?
retraced into the Bollinger. I think that's a zone on that last long that poked on the left there.
You ain't lying.
Yeah, sorry, I'm watching on my phone now, and I got the TV on. I didn't want to interrupt while you guys were going through it, but I feel like that's another A plus, isn't it?
That's absolutely right. That's exactly what that is. It's I mean, it's a over under, but yeah, it's an A plus. You know what I'm saying? Like it should have been a short scenario.
Yeah.
But it was an
Oh,
A.
that's true. No, you're right. You're right. That's also true. But it connected and created a rejection out of the short, I guess.
Yeah, which
in trend.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Bollinger Band indicator on TradingView that will paint the background whenever it touches a band.
I don't know if you would have interpreted that in play if that would have counted towards your strategy though.
Yeah, that absolutely would have. I mean, ideally, right? Like I probably would have there was a sense of urgency right here. So, with this Bollinger Band coming up in here, I 100% would have, if I hadn't have been long and I was looking at this thing, I would be trying to take a long into that, right? Because that would deem it as A plus,
I just didn't know if you interpreted those opposite of the type of zone that it was creating, if that would count as an A plus against the zone.
Yep. I mean, ideally, you always want to look for that, right? You want to look for that rejection off the Bollinger Band because that gives you the best risk reward. You know what I mean? Like always. But, sometimes you can get it and sometimes you can't. But anytime you can get it, like it's worth taking. Yeah, that's a good eye, man. Thanks for bringing that up.
No, now that you mention it though, I was looking at it, looking for the long because we were already in it, so it was easier to see. I don't know if I would have called that as a long in hindsight because of the higher high inside the bands. That, like you said, that's a short zone technically.
Yeah. What's going on my chart here? Okay, there we go. 1501. What do you see? Way up. You mean 1508? Yeah, I would expect this move to get faded right here, man. I mean, all that volume come in at the top on a full bar. You know what I mean? Like you could imagine this would get faded. Like if you were already long, yeah, it would have been a good spot to take some profit. You know. I want to know if you playing that inversely, would you have gotten filled on any of those contracts? Price range. Yeah, you would have gotten filled on one at least. Even with kind of a not so good entry, you know, you kind of got filled on one of them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, I don't know if that's something that you'd want to play too often. It was the opposite side call out of there.
Yeah. I mean, I would have played it. I mean, because you had, uh, every opportunity to at least make 13.75,
Yeah, I
points.
mean that's incredible that if you draw that, what'd you draw? The top to bottom, it was like 14 points, 14 and a half points. That's
Mm-hmm.
wild.
Yeah, I mean, like if you would have just been following the Bollinger Band,
Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, even if you come up off of it just a little bit, I mean, you were still inside that 13.75, so you're good. I'll mute my mic for just a second, guys. I'll be right back.
Wishing Q was like this every day.
Hey, quick question. What are the Bollinger Band's settings?
Magnum's taking a call right now or something. He'll be back to be able to explain it to you.
True that. True that. Yeah, I forgot about that. Thank you.
Wait, what was the question? It's the MA length of the period is 15 and standard deviation is 2.21.
Hey guys, Shimmy here. I know somebody asked about the Bollinger Band settings. Magnum could clarify, but I believe well, I know it's 15 period and the standard deviation is 2.21. So that's 50.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, sorry, guys. I got a call earlier.
Welcome back.
Is Magnum away?
No, he just doesn't want to talk to you.
Oh shit. Oh! Sorry, what? Sorry, what? No, because I'm sure there was a plus setup here. But I wanted to be sure.
For a short?
Yep.
On the 30-second?
Yep. Magnum. Oh.
I'm back. I forgot I had my damn mic.
Tell me, there was an A plus setup here.
A plus setup.
Yeah,
Yep.
at the very top here. Not this one. The one with more volume on the left. No. Like 5 candles on the left. Four candles on the. No,
Where are you
no.
at?
Give him the time.
Yeah, what time are you?
Look at the fucking top.
Okay.
On the left one. Yeah, this one.
Okay. Yeah, it got invalidated by this next poke of the Bollinger Band.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, if that hadn't have done that, yeah, that would have been an A plus setup right here. Yeah,
Oh,
for sure.
okay. Because I took the short on it. I
Well,
was
you
like, oh.
it worked out. Yeah, it even poked up here on the 1 minute too. 15-second. Now you might be getting into something right here that might play out. No, you're right, Faceless.
Hmm? Went short at 80, 82.
On a 15-second chart, it's close, man.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah. See how you poked through and then you made the higher high, never poked again, come back down and you almost got that A plus right there.
Okay.
Yeah. But then, right, this would be deemed maybe an untested box if you were trading a 15-second chart, but then another one showed up right here as well.
Hey, Magnum does a shimmy. I'm just curious, how close does the subsequent Bollinger Band poke need to be to invalidate the previous setup? It looks like you look at it, it has to be part of like the same move, sort of, right?
Yeah. Let me delete these boxes here so I can go back to that example. We were on a 30-second chart, weren't we? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so this was actually my exact thing I was looking at, and clearly there's a setup and then there's a Bollinger Band poke, and I was thinking this poke right here where you're at might invalidate what's to the left, right?
Yeah, it did.
So you would consider that close enough to invalidate?
Yeah, so we'll just walk through the whole thing, right? Like you had a setup right here, and this become an over under, like what should have been a short setup turned into a long setup right here because of the Bollinger Band poke on the inside, right? So you took your 13 and a half points that way, right? Well, any opportunity to take the short, even though it poked it on the bottom side right here, got invalidated because of the poke to the upside. You follow me?
Yeah.
There. So that whole setup was invalidated, right? At that point for any type of a short. So then we go and say, okay, well, we poked through here. So maybe this was a short, right? And then it got invalidated right here. Okay. So both setups basically got invalidated there. And the only other opportunity you had would have been maybe down here if you've seen a Bollinger Band poke, in which you could have, right? You would have seen one
Yeah.
right here. Yeah.
And so what would happen if there was a poke, a subsequent poke, let's say like 10 minutes later or 15 minutes later? Would you say that that also invalidates, or that's enough distance where you would say the setup is in place?
I mean that's hard to say without actual like context. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
um, trying to give an example.
Because I seen from your chart, sometimes you have a setup and you said like it doesn't play out for like maybe even an hour or two, right? Till the next rotation.
Yeah, on a
In
5-minute or something like that. Yeah.
in that subsequent time of a few hours or whatever, there were no Bollinger Band pokes in this that would have invalidated, or you just ignored pokes in between.
Let's look, man. Hard to say. We can find some examples though. That'd be something good to go over. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I didn't know if you were kind of deciding in the moment according to context.
Yeah, I mean, there's some structure that has to go into play there. Um, it'd be hard to. That's that big move. You didn't really get anything there. Oh, no lower low. Here might be something. Yeah, I mean, here could be a potential like something to think about, right? It's there was your setup, right? You poke or whatever, and then you higher high, and then it come down and hit the Bollinger Band, come back up, poked, or didn't poke, it went in the box, come back down, and then ultimately there was your A plus setup, right? Or right at it. Close enough.
Right.
So I guess what I'm trying to say is that wouldn't invalidate it. You know what I mean? Even though it come back down and you would have probably may have took like that A setup right there and then come back up in here and maybe took your A plus. And then in that time frame, right, you're an hour deep. from time to time. Maybe, no, you're not at quite an hour, 30 minutes or so. I get what you're saying, but it's just damn hard to find an example.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking through charts. If I find something, maybe I'll point it out.
Yeah. Yeah, if you
Thank
can find something maybe you have a question on or something, yeah, I'll pull up a chart on it or whatever, and we'll hash it out and see if we can't make sense of it, or at least see how I would play it, right?
Yeah.
As crazy as it is, this might be one of those examples, right? We didn't poke the Bollinger Band on any of this on a 5-minute chart. Nothing on the bottom. Our last poke is over here.
What is a poke exactly? Does it have to pierce through, or if
Yeah.
I'm looking at maybe 11:45-ish or 50-ish or something like that? There's a few. It looks like maybe part of the bar is touching the Bollinger Band on the side or something like that.
Yeah, the closest I could see was right here, at like 12:45 my time, Eastern time. That's the closest I could see, but it didn't actually poke it,
So you mean like the bottom of the candle has to touch the Bollinger Band? See, I'm
No.
looking at what is this 1150? Like the corner of the bar is touching the band. Does that not
Yeah.
count?
No, that doesn't count. No.
Okay, so you want the bottom of the bar to hit
Yeah.
the band.
Yeah, you want the wick, right? Like this.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
That's actually a good clarification point. I've been using like the sides of the bars if they hit through or whatever.
Yeah,
It could be
no,
a
I
solid
mean,
bar also, right? If there's no wick, it just closes,
yeah, it
on
just
its
needs
high
to
or its
close.
low. That's cool
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, it just needs to close below. Like you'll see that probably more so on like the VIX, where you get an actual bar to close above, like this right here. You see how that whole bar closed above the band?
Mm.
You could
Yeah.
use that. You could use that,
Okay.
but don't use something that closes on the inside of the band. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That wouldn't be justifiable.
Okay.
Mhm. It'd just be like more of you're forcing it. You know what I'm saying at that point. So you just got to kind of be careful with that. But ideally, you want to see wicks, because that's a sign of rejection, right? So something happened there for buyers to step in and push this price back up off this,
Mm.
for whatever reason, levels. But I don't know, man. We may flush right here. This is the last bar to poke the Bollinger Band. And technically, this would be the A plus on the other side of it, right? That bar up there.
Oh, to do like like a failed setup going the
Yeah.
other way.
Mm-hmm.
So if the Bollinger Band gets inside the box, you would just take the opposite direction trade without a thought.
Yeah. I mean, that would be the idea, right? As long as it's not like way above it. Because, I mean, you got to remember something, where your stop is. Your stop's going to be 2 ticks above this, right?
Hmm.
You follow me? So
Yeah.
if you were taking a long off this box, you would want to see price to come up here and then poke off that Bollinger Band, and your stop is 2 ticks below the bottom of the wick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So your short would be, the over under setup right here. The failed long turns into the short. Well, the short A plus come right here. And your stop is right here. A couple ticks above that wick.
So you're not taking any trades that aren't A plus. Like if the Bollinger Band isn't in the box, it seems like you're not interested in those trades.
Yeah, I'm not, man. Just because, lots of times you get this, right? Like the over under, you get it, right? And you only get filled on just a little bit. Lots of times when you get the A plus, it tends to run, and for whatever reason, it actually pays more, and I'll take these. And lots of times if, I'll get paid on some of them, and some of my stop will be back here, and I'll just take and move my stop back here again if I see that A plus setting up again, and I'll just, react, add to my position or whatever. If it's down here or if it's right here, it doesn't matter. I just try to add to my position then, because ideally you want to always wait for the A plus, but you can't always wait for it either. Opportunity will pass you by.
Yeah. This is beautiful stuff, man. I've been practicing for the past few days, and it's amazing how well it works.
Well, the thing it does, man, is it takes all this confusing stuff, and it just kind of paints a better picture. You know what I mean? It like lets you know where you are in the mess of it all. It gives you some
like a much more clear way, mechanical system. If this, then that.
Yeah, absolutely. It gives you some sense of direction. You know what I mean? Like, kind of quantifies it a little bit. Yeah, I mean, if you're not looking at these boxes, there's 10,000 different other ways you could play this, but you've always got some kind of structure that you're working off of.
With all the trending action today, you think Magna Cloud would have been a nice strategy today?
Probably would have. Be honest with you, it probably would have.
Yeah, Magnum, on days like today, I like to use your old momentum strategy with the MR charts.
Yeah.
It's a little bit easier on scalping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those momentum charts, man, them MR charts, they are pretty banging on stuff like this.
Is that's what you use on the Magna Cloud? Use the momentum charts?
No, so on the I don't know which one's got named what, to be honest with you. So I use an 18 momentum range chart,
right,
and use some divergences off those. But then, the Magna Cloud itself with the fibs, it's a time based deal. So you'll use 1 minute charts for it.
Got it.
Yeah. But lots of times, man, this thing, it'll pay if you can get the direction of the momentum correct. It'll pay pretty good. There's just so many different ways you can play it. That's the beauty of it.
What's actually what I found interesting about the momentum plays is that if you throw up a 50 EMA and a 200 EMA, on days like today, they'll converge a lot, but they can confirm momentum even more.
Yeah.
And if you can get bars that will puncture both of them in the direction of where it should be heading, it more than often works out, and you can get a quick scalp out of it.
Heck yeah. Yeah. I mean, they've priced it in. I mean, for today, like, if you're looking at the VIX, right? I mean, there was your daily opening range. Everything from 11:30 onward, was kind of being priced in. You were pricing in downside, which really you were kind of pricing in everything from once you got over that weekly level at 647 this morning. It just kind of stayed above it. You were pricing in some downside movement. But yet here my dumbass is trying to long the market. Can you believe that? That's insane. I got like 525% gain out of them things. That was so stupid. At one point, I was up like 600 and something, but I didn't catch it. I didn't catch the very tip top, but I still caught like 500% out of it. A little over 500%. I've got boxes drawn on things that I don't even know what I got boxes drawn on at this moment. Okay, that was a 5-minute deal there. This has got to be a 30-second or something. Okay. I'm going to delete that guy.
Magnum, I see you flipping through different instruments looking for setups. Do you chart all these things like you before the day starts you try to do like support and resistance lines from the daily or anything like that, or you just take the setups?
Yeah, so I just take set. So for instance, let's see what gold done. I don't know. Let's just pick something. Something I don't. Let's just do the RTY. How about that? So if I'm going with the RTY like today, so say it was the start of the morning, I delete these. I don't need these anymore. These were older, but so if I'm starting in the morning and I'm just trying to figure out something of an instrument, I'll start at an hour, and I'll look for some setups. Right, there's nothing right here, obviously, that we see on the hour. So then I'll go down to a 30-minute, see if I can find anything on a 30-minute chart, and then I'll go down to a 5-minute chart and see if I can find anything on it.
So you're looking like for some big swing trades on the higher time frames.
Yeah, or just big levels, right? That's
okay.
Yeah. But you just got to be mindful of what you're playing. So if you're putting, yeah, so here's a good example on the RTY. Okay, here's an A+ setup, to be honest with you. So if you go right there, and here's the problem with you just got to be mindful of your size, right? You had an A+ set, or you had a short setup right here. Okay, you come down here and you finally got your A+ right there, right? Well, you had to take this position knowing that you had a lot more risk on an hourly chart than you do a 5-minute or a 1-minute 30-second chart. So you would have had your risk from 42.8 all the way up here to 49.6, right? And you just have to size appropriately for that, So if you've got boxes on an hourly, just be mindful, hey, I can only take this with, a lot less size because of, that amount of risk.
All right.
Because your initial risk is always at risk, until, you get down here and then it, all can become break even type stuff.
And do you have, similar to your 13.75 number for the NQ, do you have similar numbers like for the ES or the RTY?
Yeah, so I use 4 points on the NQ. I mean, on the ES, and you can use an equivalent 4 points on the RTY.
Hey Mag, I was just going to chime in right before he asked that, because you're talking about here the risk reward on the 1 hour. We did the calculation to get that structure number with the current range on RTY, and we came up with something like 3.5 points.
Yeah, so 3.5, 4 point. Yeah, that's. I mean, the RTY and the NQ. I mean, the ES. They basically, they're hand in hand. So it's kind of right around 4 points.
Okay.
I tried both. I thought that from my experience, the RTY is a little bit is more volatile than the ES. Like it runs further. Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, you figure what is it? Like, I mean, you got to understand how does this thing build structure. So it. And the best way to figure how does it build structure is go down to a really, really tiny, small time frame and find you a trend. Okay. Here's a good example. Here's maybe 2 good examples. All right, go from the top of this, pull down 4 points. Okay. Now pull down another 4 points. You see?
I see what you're talking about. Okay.
Now pull down another 4 points. You know what I'm saying? Like that's your structure, right? It moves 4 points before it tries to build. Moves another 4 points before it tries to build. You know what I mean? And it's the same way, to the upside, right? You got roughly 4 points, so on and so forth. And it's not exact. I mean, it's just enough to get you some profit and keep you out of trouble. That's all it is. It ain't gonna be exact.
I get it. Thanks.
Yeah. Ain't no problem, man. And that's the same way that 13.75 is configured. You know what I'm saying? Like that's about how much it moves before it tries to consolidate a little bit. I tell you, I should have listened to my own advice this morning about aiming small and shooting small, like taking way more than 1 or 2 contracts off or blocks off at the first level. I've been getting hit with a bunch of break evens on majority of my positions today. Been getting paid on a few, but just like I should have stacked just a boatload up there at that first target. No, he is so funny. Noel says I'm taking questions like Jay Powell over. He is so funny, man. I cannot hear that guy. Like, I can't watch what he types without laughing. 50% of it, at least.
Did he just call us students, children?
I don't know.
Like our questions are elementary.
I don't know what he was doing, man. He's just so funny. It's
He probably gets asked really dumb questions. Oh God, we're the peanut gallery then, I guess.
Oh no.
Well, best to embrace it.
Looks like that
Murder.
long is trying to work out in gold.
It ran without me.
There's the old 15-second setup, wasn't it? Look at it. Just took off. Little rascal.
That murder algo.
Damn, was it 350 already?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Where's the date? Man. Tractor and converted into a monster truck. I don't know, man. Oh, goodness. I ain't got nothing to. Well, ahead of the motor algo, you would have noted there was a long setup right there. I guess that would have been something pretty sporty to get into. It's hard not to take stuff like that right there, though. I mean, if you just look at it, right? I mean, I don't know how you don't take that trade if you've seen it. So the amount of risk on that trade is nothing. 2.5 points, you know, and you just absolutely can kill it. Unbelievable. I mean, you would have got paid on 5 right there, you know, at 6.5 points of them, right at 5. I don't know. It's just when I see these trades like this right here, where, and I just wasn't looking at it. I was doing other shit, but you see your risk so small. It's kind of one of them deals where it's like it's tough not to take it. You know what I mean? Because you can take 100 of these trades and only lose 2.5 points. Versus out of how many of those hundreds of times this is going to work out in your favor. Filling you 5 contracts or whatever. It's the math is heavily favored in your, heavily favored your way. Yeah, some shit like that is. Yeah, no. Thank Buffer. Mm-hmm. Hey, and if any of y'all trade that overnight deal, like when we get, um, I know I've went over this in the past, but I'm gonna go over it again just to, while we got a while we got a house full of folks here. Like when we get today's close, um, I gotta get this chart straightened out. Holy smokes! So when we get to today's close, something like this right here, that get yourself in a 1 minute chart and find that candle that makes the most amount of volume and just box that thing, right? And then keep that box up through the overnight. And what you'll do is you'll find yourself in a position where you shouldn't be trading anything right here, and maybe you can find yourself an opportunity when price can get below it and come back into it, and maybe sell off at one of the rotation hours or something of that sort. But it just kind of lets you know the direction of the overnight, right? Or at least there's no direction, from here to here per se, but at least you found out where the direction is from here. You know what I mean? You're trading in the right way. So if it was to come above, obviously, same scenario, but it'll help you out. Damn, he caught that 15-second chart. Look at there. Huracan. I mean, caught it. Damn. That was a hell of a trade, man. He caught it. Beautiful. He even drew the box up. He was looking at it and didn't even share it with us. You believe that? Son of a... Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh. Pretty stuff, oh, man. It's tiny risk, great reward if you just stay in there for a minute, most of the time. I mean, we haven't technically broke anything. So there's nothing to invalidate this potential short setup right here. Not that I see yet. Other than it's an outside deal, But we didn't.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just I posted in the main chat a lot of the peaks that we got on this tight chart were just constant rejections off of VWAP today.
No kidding.
Yeah, look at it. It's uncanny. Look at that.
Oh yeah, I see.
Jesus. Yeah, just all those rejections straight through there, and it finally broke through now. But pretty late in the day, it's not a play you could take really.
I mean, it looks like it's trying to reject off of it the other way, right?
Yep.
Yep. Huh. So that thing changes colors from when price gets above it and below it.
Yeah, I mean it's handy, I guess. It's
pretty cool.
Here's on the 5 with yesterday's low dialed in there too. Check that out.
But then, yep.
Rotated right back to VWAP off of yesterday's low. It fought, rejected, came back up, then went right to it.
Yep.
Heat seeker. I've been trying to work on that. So
I mean, it looks pretty daggone promising right there, doesn't it? Look at that. It rejected it. Did that price right there reject off of VWAP?
On the 5?
No, on the first one you just posted.
Oh, on the 30-second?
Yeah.
Yeah, that long candle, that impulse candle there, if you want to call it that, bounced right down. I mean, it pierced it, but it came back and rotated in the middle. The chop happened at VWAP.
Yep. Ain't that cool? That is pretty cool.
I can back out. Actually, I can back out the whole 5 minute like this. Here's the whole 5 minute, which I didn't really add anything to because we were focusing on the lower time frames today.
Yeah.
Here's the 5 that I run with settlements way up at the top, which we never even came near from overnight. You got the high of yesterday way at the top in green, and then those boxes that we never came back to that 80 level that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
From the 3 a.m. or there was like a 7 o'clock. You had that 80 level there, but it dropped down at open, came back up. I mean, it came through VWAP, so that's one of those things you have to be. That's why I said you got to use it as a target only as a binary.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Because it'll blow right through it sometimes, but then hunt it again, and then it blew through it again south, and it just came right down to that low, and then fought once, came back up to VWAP. It's nuts.
Yep. You're right. Almost like heat seeking, right? Huh. That's pretty cool, man.
The problem is you got to be able to time it too, because you can really screw up chasing that whole level. You'll get obsessed with chasing the gaps between them, and you'll get those retraces.
Yeah, I could see how that'd be for sure. Oh Lord. Yeah. So I guess real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and mark up the overnight. Closing range for me, if that's going to be that 1 minute body, so I'll be looking for price to get above for longs. I'll be looking for price to continue to stay below for shorts. And this one here is no longer valid to me. Oh, sorry, man. I'm on my 15-second chart. Let me get off of that. I need to get on a 1 minute chart. Oh, about messed up there. Okay. Now we're in good shape. I do that shit every time. Go to hit lock and hit delete. They ought to make the two separate, a little bit further apart. Yeah, so now I'm going to be looking for longs potentially above and continue maybe shorts below. And these 110 levels I am doing away with. They're no longer good. Cool. Well, guys, I guess I'm going to get myself in a position here where I'm going to cut it loose and go get this little fella I got here to football practice here shortly. But, man, I had fun hanging with you guys today.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, if I get rained out tomorrow, we'll do this all over again.
I was going to say, would it be wrong to say I hope it rains on you?
As dry as it's been there lately, man, it's as much rain as we had, it still will soak up pretty good. If anything, it'll just keep the dust down. But we'll see. Hopefully, I don't know. We'll see how she plays out. But be nice to hang out again. We'll see. But either way, well, man, y'all have a good one. I'm gonna cut her loose.
Thank you. You too.
All right, Mag. Thank you very much.
Hey, no problem.